Greetings everyone, and welcome back. In today's video I will be showing off my new Ryzen 1700 build, and I'll be talking about some growing pains that were associated with my build. Stay tuned. So first off, I just want to show you guys the completed product. Notice anything? If you've watched the other videos, you'd know that my original plans included the G.Skill Trident Z RGB RAM, which I also did an unboxing of on my channel. Unfortunately, I had some issues with that memory and ended up sending it back to get the Corsair Dominator Platinum that you see here. More about that later, but first, here's the build you all came to see. First off, I'd like to talk a little bit about the motherboard. The Crosshair 6 Hero from Asus ended up being my choice. My previous build was on an Asus board and it ran 24/7 for about 6 years. I'm not a complete brand loyalist, but I decided that this was reason enough to stick with Asus. After pre-ordering and not receiving my board on launch day, or a week later for that matter, I decided to drive 4 hours and grab one from the closest Micro Center. After getting everything installed and set up, I was greeted with a failure to post. Fearing this from the start, after the extensive reading I had done on launch day, and especially after Jay from Jay's 2 Cents complained of a bricked Crosshair 6 Hero board, I updated the BIOS to what was, at the time, the latest beta BIOS from Asus's website. It booted on the first try after that. The next task was that of dealing with some small overclocking. Being that I'm currently on the stock Wraithspire cooler, I didn't try for anything crazy, but I was able to get a very stable 3.8 GHz at 1.35 volts without too much effort. Once everything was stable there, I began installing software, games, benchmarking tools, etc. I then noticed that Asus had released a non-beta BIOS and decided to go ahead and flash that so I would at least be up and running on a stable release. Once that was finished, I realized that I was no longer getting CPU temperature readings from the board, neither in the UEFI or on AI Suite 3 in Windows. And after some research and some tips from the helpful folks posting over at overclock.net, I was able to change the BIOS setting to apply an offset to the CPU temperature reading, and I was back in business. One last problem though, and that was the RAM. As I mentioned before, I ended up switching out the G.Skill kit for a Corsair Dominator Platinum kit. I still went with 16 gigs of PC3200 RAM. I had some issues with that G.Skill kit, and after a couple days of use, one of the two sticks just stopped working. This is ultimately what caused me to send the kit back, but I was having some other issues as well with the RGB effects. Every time I would try and alter the effects using the RS software, it would crash, and it got to the point where the RSync software wouldn't even run, even after uninstalling the G.Skill software and uninstalling and reinstalling the RSync software. I don't know what caused those issues, or if the RAM had anything to do with it, but all of those problems ceased once I installed the Corsair kit. That's it for now. If you found this entertaining and or informative, please let me know by clicking that like button down below. Any burning questions or comments about the rig or what I should focus on in future videos, leave me a comment below and let me know. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on my content, make sure to click that subscribe button down below as well. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.